you start seeing everything as beautiful. This is the sutra for that. Everything that you see, even the poop, is beautiful because you have developed your mind to that level that you don't feel repulsive about things. That's a skill to develop. It doesn't come naturally. Sometimes some monks go to the extreme of practicing repulsiveness in meditation, and because they don't have good control over the teachings, they haven't read sutras like this, and when they start seeing food in the bowl, they think it's worms, and that's the wrong way to meditate. The Buddha taught middle path. You should have the full grasp over where you are headed, and these monks cannot eat the food because of the way they develop their mind to that direction, and they get skinny and start having problems. See, that's why every time, even when you go to some characters are prescribed, like if you have a character who has lust, so much lust to deal with, they are those people who can be enlightened easily once they have been given right instructions. And they may choose to do repulsiveness of body, going to a dead body, which is not possible, not a facility you have here in India. They did. But you must inform other monks that you are going. And every day you have to return at a certain time and do every chore that you are assigned to do in the temple. That way everybody knows that you have not gone crazy. Yeah, because it happens. Because you are sitting with a dead body, and you can, any sound can freak you out. And that's, don't you touch me, right? That's a wasp. Coming to you. Anyway, so in this sutra you find which ways. We will go back to Sakulagaya Sutra and to the point we were looking at, but we are here because this is a must remember sutra, because people say do breathing meditation, that's all that matters. No, sutras like these tell you, when you practice loving kindness meditation, can you be enlightened with that? This says yes. Also the Karaniya Metta Sutra that you chant daily, even there it says, when you practice loving kindness, that person will, if he has nothing left to do in this world, he will not be born again in a womb, right? That he will not come back. So that's also suggesting that he is going to be a non-returner. Anagami. Have you learned those terms? Non-returner. Yeah. Take a note, so I will teach that too. Let's find a pen. Let me give you that list so you know it from the Pali class. These states need to be discussed. So, sutras like this and Metta Sutra, they all encourage people that when you practice loving kindness, that alone takes you in. Yeah, you have a question?
Oh, what is the name of the sutra?
This is that.
Okay.
Can you see that? Maybe we need to turn it a little bit.
Haliddavatana. Yes.
Please. Haliddavatana Sutra.
And you said Haliddavatana.
Oh, that's better.
Haliddavatana.
It's a town?
It's a town, particular area. So you see it here. Entered Haliddavatana 4 arms. You see that here? This place. Bhikkhu Bodhi translates, I have given you the page number, Sanyutta Nikaya 1609, BB translation means Bhikkhu Bodhi translation. Accompanied by loving kindness. Sinhala title is Halikta Vasana. But also some English translators would use that. So this sutra says, let me give you a brief idea about this sutra. It says that when you practice loving kindness, it takes your mind to a state called beautiful. Subha Vimokha, liberation by beautiful. That anything you see and experience is beautiful. It doesn't happen just by sitting and doing nothing. It comes with the heart full of loving kindness. Yeah.
I'd like to share something. There's a filmmaker, David Lynch. He used to do like zoom in and take close-ups of and pictures of something really repugnant, like pus or vomit or something.
Yeah.
And nobody knew what it was because it was so out of context
Right.
and zoomed in. But as soon as you told people what it was or zoomed out, then they got repulsed by it.
Right. So, but in meditation you can maintain a state of mind. Well, mind's nature is to change. But when you have conditioned it so far, you can maintain it to some couple of days with the mind of beautiful. Or if you continue doing that practice, it remains in that stage. So, and one thing about this sutra is also that it tells you, like now, I said loving kindness takes you to a state of beautiful, and then there's 3 more in limitless meditations, like compassion can be practiced. And where does compassion lead you to? If loving kindness brought you to beautiful, so let's take the map here. Loving kindness is metta. LK, it takes you to beautiful. Subha Vimokha. Vimokha is a liberation. Subha. Then you have, these are illimitables. There is no limit that how far you can practice loving kindness. Then karuna, compassion, mudita, compassion, joy, upekha, equanimity. When you practice these, it takes you to certain stages of mind, and it begins with loving kindness. Now that you have surpassed what is ugly and what is beautiful, and everything is beautiful, but you can also convert anything beautiful into repulsive with the training, with the controlled state of mind. That is taught in that sutra. And karuna, compassion, leads you to a level I will teach you. It's an amazing level to reach in meditation. So this is a question about loving kindness. Oh, okay. Okay, here. Shall we read this part?
Sure.
Friends, how is the liberation of the mind by loving kindness developed? What does it have as its destination, its culmination, its fruit, its final goal? And then the question, how is the liberation of the mind by compassion developed? What does it have as its destination, its culmination, its fruit, its final goal? How is the liberation of the mind by altruistic joy developed? What does it have as its destination, its culmination, its fruit, its final goal? How is the liberation of the mind by equanimity developed? What does it have as its destination, its culmination, its fruit, its final goal? This part is basically saying, when you ask this question from non-Buddhists, like wanderers, they would not be able to reply, and further they would meet with vexation because they don't know how to answer, they haven't practiced that. And then the reason is because that would not be within their domain. And the Buddha saying, I do not see anyone in this world with its devas, Mara, Brahma, in this generation, with its ascetics and Brahmins, its devas and humans, who could satisfy the mind with an answer to these questions, except the Buddha, Tathagata, or a disciple of the Tathagata, or one who has heard it from them. So you are special. You are going to hear that, unless you have learned this before. These venerables do give you teachings, and I don't know if they taught you this. It doesn't matter, we are learning it again. So now the first question, let's read that part. This is why the Buddha could eat that thing in the bowl and not be disgusted. So when you have developed the mind in the right way, you will not say that's disgusting for anything. And how bhikkhus is the liberation of the mind by loving kindness developed? What does it have as its destination, its culmination, its fruit, its final goal? Here bhikkhus, a bhikkhu develops the enlightenment factor of mindfulness accompanied by loving kindness. So enlightenment factor of mindfulness means sati sambojjhanga. It's an enlightenment factor of, so there are 7 bojjhangas. Do you know any of them?
I can say.
Okay.
Investigation.
Yeah. Now we have to talk about it. Well, you have 7 here in this, so they put ditto marks, okay? We were here. A bhikkhu develops the enlightenment factor of mindfulness accompanied by loving kindness, and then in between the rest, I will have to write this down for you. We don't need to rush in learning. Can I erase any of this?
Sure.
So let's take this part down. It's good to know the 7 bojjhangas. These are called sapta bojjhangas. Sapta or sapta bojjhangas. So bojjhanga is a word framed with bodhi, anga, that becomes bojjhanga. You will know how when you learn sandhis. So number 1, sati. Number 2, dhamma vichaya. Oops. So this is cha, not ka. Dhamma vichaya. Virya. Number 4, piti. Number 5, passaddhi. Number 6, samadhi. Number 7, upekha. The meaning of bojjhanga means factors of awakening. Sapta means 7. Bodhi means awakening. Anga means factors. So 7 factors of awakening. Sati mindfulness. Vichaya means investigation. Dhamma means investigation of Dhamma or phenomena or mental factors. So I would say investigation of mental, let's say mental experience. Virya, easy. The meaning is
Energy.
effort. Piti, joy is an awakening factor. Passaddhi, tranquility. Samadhi, concentration or stillness. This is very hard for people to become still, for all of us. Upekha is equanimity. They have a progressive pattern, like when you have perfect stillness, you have perfect equanimity as well. So each of these factors need to be practiced with loving kindness, with compassion, karuna, with joy, mudita, with upekha, equanimity as well. Can you read the list for me? Have you done writing? Number 1.
Sati,
Now close your eyes and say, no, you can't. Try to put this in your mind. Sati, Dhammavichaya, Virya, Piti, Passaddhi, Samadhi, Upekha. These are must ingredients in your knowledge. Part of 37 awakening factors.
Passaddhi, passa, seeing, is that a derivation? Passa?
No,
No, different
it's a different derivation. Passaddhi, like prasada, sort of like.
Could you say them one more time?
Sati, Dhammavichaya, Virya, Piti, Passaddhi, Samadhi, Upekha. Try to memorize this right now. Sati, Dhammavichaya, Virya, Piti, Passaddhi, Samadhi, Upekha. Is it Sati or Sati? It's Sati. Why? You know the pronunciation, right? Sati, Dhammavichaya, Virya, Piti, Passaddhi, Samadhi, Upekha. So, how do we memorize this? Take the first one. You know that is Sati. Just two syllables, Sati. And then immediately after is a long word. Try to map it. Dhamma Vichaya. And then 3 syllables, Virya. Okay, these 3 first. Sati, Dhamma Vichaya, Virya. Remember that? Sati, Dhamma Vichaya, Virya. First 3 done. And then forget about that. Then here, Piti and Passaddhi. Next 2. Piti and Passaddhi. Piti, Passaddhi. Piti, Passaddhi. So 2 more down, but let's now put the first 5 together. Sati, Dhammavichaya, Virya. Then Piti, Passaddhi.
Samadhi.
Last 2 are easy. Samadhi, Upekha. Samadhi, Upekha. Or try it in English. Mindfulness, investigation of mental experience, effort. These 3 together. And then joy, tranquility. Or maybe next 3 together. Joy, tranquility, stillness. And what is left is equanimity.
I've heard some teachers say that the 2, 3, 4 are energizing factors, while 5, 6, 7 are kind of the opposite, like calming factors.
Yeah. Very good
And
explanation.
then mindfulness kind of keeps
Keep all of it
in
together.
balance, right? What's needed.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like a sack which has tennis balls. So mindfulness keeps everything together. Okay. Do you remember these four? Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekha. Four illimitables. Appamana. Appamana. You can practice 4 appamanas. These are called appamana. Pamana means there is a limit. Appamana means there is no limit. It can be developed, be radiated to the next universe, to the next planet, beings that you see and don't see, and you can sit endlessly cultivating these qualities.
Is that an APP?
Yeah, APP. Appamana. Appamana.
And the second one, Karuna,
Karuna means compassion,
and
I
then
put
joy,
CP.
and then equanimity.
and then joy and equanimity. Brahma Viharas. Actually, the common word is Brahma Viharas. Thank you. Vihara means dwelling, a way to dwell. Brahma, like a Brahma. Brahma is a superior god. So you dwell like a Brahma because this is what he has in his mind always. This being is so radiant because he cultivated these qualities. Loving kindness makes you radiant. Karuna, compassion makes you radiant. Joy and equanimity does the same. And he has cultivated them so much throughout his life span, and then after, when he became, then that helped him to become that superior God. And he is not the creator, although some people, because he has so much light, some people like to say he's the creator God. Well, he came to show respect to Sariputta when Sariputta was passing away. And until that moment, Sariputta's mother was not convinced that she should be a disciple of her son and her son's teachings. But she asked, like, who's that? Who just came, like, with so much radiance? And he said, well, that's the God that you are worshipping. Sorry, Mom. So, and that was enough for her to start believing, if I were to use that word, believing in her son's practice and how esteemed he is among heavenly beings and those other beings that came to visit him to say final goodbye. So, for you to convince your mom, I don't know what you have to do. Sariputta had to have that God visiting him. So this
How about the spelling number 3?
Mhm.
Is that M-U-D? I can't.
M-U-D-I-T-A. Long A.
Mudita, M-U-D-I-T, long A.
Okay.
So we did 7 awakening factors. So here in the dicto marks, those 7 fit in. Well, you have the first one and the last one given. 5 of them fit in there. So let's read again together. See how much it helps you. Here, bhikkhus, a bhikkhu develops the enlightenment factor of mindfulness, accompanied by loving kindness, the enlightenment factor of equanimity, accompanied by loving kindness. So that's the last one, okay? So you have all of it. Based upon seclusion, dispassion, cessation, maturing in release. So release is final release as you get. If he wishes, may dwell perceiving the repulsive in the unrepulsive. There you go. he dwells perceiving the repulsive therein. If he wishes, may I dwell perceiving the unrepulsive in the repulsive. He dwells perceiving the unrepulsive therein. If he wishes, may I dwell perceiving the repulsive in the unrepulsive and in the repulsive. Both ways. He dwells perceiving the repulsive therein. If he wishes, may I dwell perceiving the unrepulsive in the repulsive in the unrepulsive. He dwells perceiving the unrepulsive therein. Then, if he wishes, avoiding both the unrepulsive and the repulsive, may I dwell equanimously, mindful and clearly comprehending. Then he dwells therein equanimously, mindful and clearly comprehending. Or else he enters and dwells in the deliverance of the beautiful. Deliverance of beautiful. Because the liberation of mind by loving kindness has the beautiful as its culmination, I say for a wise bhikkhu here who has not penetrated to a superior liberation. What is superior then? A state beyond loving kindness, which is compassion. See? Here. And how? Because is the liberation of the mind by compassion developed. What does it have as its destination, its culmination, its fruit, its final goal? Here, a monk develops the enlightenment factor of mindfulness accompanied by compassion, the enlightenment factor of equanimity accompanied by compassion based upon seclusion, dispassion, and cessation maturing in release. If he wishes, may I dwell perceiving the repulsive in the unrepulsive. He dwells perceiving the repulsive therein. If he wishes, avoiding both the unrepulsive and the repulsive, may I dwell equanimously, mindful and clearly comprehending. Then he dwells therein equanimously, mindful and clearly comprehending. Or else, with the complete transcendence of perceptions of forms. So that suggests that the thing he developed as beautiful is the four jhanas. Those are called rupa jhanas, form jhanas, right? Now, this guy comes to perceptions of, he's transcending the forms, he's transcending the four jhanas, and with the passing away of perceptions of sensory impingement, with non-attention to perceptions of diversity, aware that space is infinite, he enters and dwells in the base of infinity of space.
No form.
No form, just space. So compassion, when you develop it this way, has this as, then the Buddha, or let the Buddha say that. Monks, the liberation of mind by compassion has the base of the infinity of space as its culmination. I say, for a wise monk here who has not penetrated to a superior liberation. So you can direct compassion to that level, to the formless state, to the space, to infinite space. Infinite space is one of the four formless states that you can develop in meditation. You may have heard these things, that's why we need to know the content, the map before you journey. Yeah.
So it's the repulsive and unrepulsive applied for each of the Brahma Viharas,
Yes.
but with each of the
Seven awakening factors.
together, okay?
Yeah.
Each one.
Yeah.
That's with the ... Okay.
Yeah. Now you learn how to read too, how to read the sutras. Well, without learning any of this, there is no use of learning Pali. Now when somebody has translated it this way, you can also refer to English translations and the Pali and compare them side by side, and that may help you in some ways. When you are so inspired, now you are practicing just this, and you want to know exactly how the Buddha taught it, then you go to Pali. So this is how the Buddha could eat anything that is offered to him, because his mind has transcended what is repulsive and unrepulsive, and he could direct it in any way he wants. That's called Chitta Sadamata, taming of the mind. That's why in the Western culture, I think I shared this with you. This is something I try to teach to kids, Buddhist kids. They say, follow your heart. The Buddha says, he doesn't say that. He says, train your heart. Or Dhammata, tame your heart. Taming is important. When you have tamed it, then you can guide it in the right direction. Because that message, follow your heart, can be misleading to some kids. They may want to play games all the time. That's what their heart tells. Computer games, or eat candy, eat chocolate too much. That's what their heart tells. Or sleep too much, indulge in that. So to a 11-year-old, that message can be, they don't know how to interpret it properly. There's nothing wrong in follow your heart. What it actually tells you is to really find your passion in terms of developing a career, and you develop that passion so you never have to take a break because you love what you are doing. But there's only so much that people can choose from in the world. So when you cannot develop your own brand name, you end up doing something that everybody does. So
Would you spell Sadamaka? Chitta Sadamaka?
Chitta Sadamata. Dhammata. Okay, why don't I write the whole thing here? Buddha said, taming the mind is good. Chittassa Dhammato Sadhu. Tamed mind. Brings happiness. Chittan dantam sukhavaham. That's why you need to read Dhammapada to find these gems buried in the Sukhavaham. So what I try to say is Chittassa Dhammata. One of the qualities the Buddha had is Purisa Dhamma Sarati. Purisa Dhamma, not Dhamma. Yeah. Sarati. So Sarati means a guide, like a teacher who tames Dhamma, tames Purisa, men. He not only tamed elephants and others with his compassion, he also tamed Purisa, men. Anybody. You throw any demon at him, you find him tamed. The Buddha had skillful ways to deal with anybody's consciousness because he tamed his own first. And now he knows how everybody's mind works. So when anybody's called him, he's like, okay, that's how your mind works. That's yours, not mine. Thank you. This is why we meditate. We guide our mind in a certain direction, not letting it wander in every direction it wants to go. So we have about, we should stop in a bit, right? So Now I think you are at a point that you are able to learn where these things are heading. Did you take notes here? Can I erase that? Not yet? Take a picture. Smart.
Yeah, see there.
You can see it? Okay.
Thank you.
Can I erase that now?
While you're doing that, I'll type the loose end about the mud pie thing. The boy, Tokusho Doji. It's in the
Sounds
Varna
Japanese.
Sutra,
Yeah.
but it's also in the
What sutra?
ZO-AGON Sutra, also in the AIKUO Din, the story of King Asoka.
Oh,
It's the two boys.
King Asoka definitely came in the 3rd century after the Buddha.
Okay. So
So this
probably
can
wasn't
be a
in-
later edition.
I see.
Monks were smart that they start making up things that the Buddha did not do. That happens. So Karuna leads to infinite space, right? No? It's infinite space. And that is, before that is 4 jhanas. 4 jhanas are beautiful. So form states, form jhanas means rupa jhanas. This is beyond that is arupa. You know, arupa. So infinite space is called akasananchayatana. Akasananchayatana. Ayatana basically means like an institute, faculty. Akasa means space. Akasananchayatana is knowing the infinite space. That you enter to it, say, thinking space is infinite. So you enter to that level. Then mudita, joy, brings you to infinite consciousness. Vijnananchayatana. And upekka, equanimity, leads you to, well, if you read the sutra further down, that's what you find. Upekka with 7 awakening factors and all that, and develop properly. Akinchanyayatana, infinite, well, nothingness. Akinchanyayatana. Akinchanyayatana. Are you all able to see the board? Maybe not.
So altogether, then you get neither perception nor non-perception, right?
That is what is left.
Yeah.
So, if they brought you this far and you have heard true Dhamma, then you focus your mind on what is left. That is neva sanyana sanyayatana.
Existence and nothing. Things of existence.
And the translation for that is neither perception nor non-perception. Yeah,
What's yatana again?
like faculty,
Ah,
institute. Yeah, neither perception nor non-perception. So,
And this is under equanimity?
no, beyond. So this is equanimity. Equanimity led you to nothingness.
Could we say boundlessness instead of nothingness? Because nothingness seems to me to be more like nihilism.
some people say no thingness too.
You can translate it whatever the way
Yeah.
makes sense to you. No thingness.
Just no objects.
Well, let me tell you the Pali then. Akincha means something. Akincha means nothing.
Okay.
No something. So you can say no somethingness. And when you have done that far and you have heard the teachings, you know there's another level beyond that. And then what is beyond this level?
Cessation.
Yes, cessation. Nirodha. Ending of everything. And ending of our morning class too. Enjoy your lunch.